In this video, I'm going to talk about how to render out your sculpt in a really high resolution image and export them to Photoshop and modify it. So what I'm going to do is, you can see I have opened my file, ZBrush file. So now I can go and pick up any of the shader that I want to render, or I prefer, like I want to use that particular shader. I'll select that shader first. Then you can see the window size is really small. So ZBrush renders are depending on the window size of this window. So this is something you can go to document and check. So what is the exact size? 1120 by 840, which is like quite low resolution for render. Like suppose you want 4K, or maybe you want a 2K render. So that time you have to increase the resolution of this window, and then you can render, because whatever you are going to render, that final output will be of this size. So what I am going to do is I am going to double this, or I can manually modify also, like 4096. 4096 is basically 4K. So 4K resolution, I can click this and then we click on resize. Yes, so you can see this is the actual resolution of the window. The image will be this big. So but you can see entire image became blur, and it's all pixelated. So to fix this, what I'll do is I'll press Ctrl N from the keyboard, then drag my model once again, then press T to move to edit mode, and this is my model now. But I have to check the size of the document and my size of the model. So what I'll do, I'll just zoom out and see this is my actual resolution, and as compared to my resolution, my head is really small. So what I'll do, I'll just zoom it into 3D, make it big, zoom out, like frame your model properly, place it nicely, like wherever you want to place the angle you want to render. You can switch in perspective. Then I prefer not to have a gradient background, so I'm going to switch off the background to 0, and then place my model in the center, and make sure everything is in before rendering, make sure everything is in high poly. So just click on all high and make sure it's everything in high poly, highest polygon level, and then you can just go ahead and render. So now if I render this thing out, it will give me nice big resolution 4K resolution render. So for before that, what I can do, if I want, I can modify my material as well. Suppose I want a gray matte cap, I applied this, and I can go to material. You can see I have all these modifiers. So if I want, I can change all these modifiers. You can see I have the entire modifier for that particular shader. Or you can just simply, for skin, you can pick up any skin shader if you want. There are lots of, you can see preset skin shaders are available, or there's a poly skin is also there, so you can modify anything if you want. That's totally up to you. And you can go to materials and modify any of the material. You can see you have so many options. You have all cavity, monochromatic, you have depth, all those things you can increase or decrease and modify everything. So but I prefer grayscale render. So you can just switch between the materials and check what render you what material you prefer, and then you can just go ahead and modify it. So for this particular render I'm going to use, you can see I'm going to use a standard material, a blend. So in this blend I can see, you can see I have a skin shader also here, skin shader also I have, but I don't want that, or if I going to use it I'll darken the color, but I don't want it. So as of now I'm going to use blend modifier. This gives me nice contrast, shade and everything. So once I set my material, once I'm happy with my material, I'll go to renderer, and then I'll go to, you can see, render properties. I'll switch on what are the passes I want to render, because ZBrush will render out all the passes like base color, your cavity, or your ambient occlusion, your triple S, your shadows, your highlights, everything in separate passes. So I have to switch on ambient occlusion, triple S if I want, transparency if you if you have in your shader, if you or like switched on your transparency, then you can render that as well. So for me occlusion, ambient occlusion and triple S is more than enough, and by default if you go and check render pass, you have all these passes. Triple S, mask is for the selection, depth, and then you have a BPR render image. So all those things, that is something I'm okay with, so I can just simply render out. So before rendering I can check how my render looks. So to check that I'll just click on BPR, click on this, I'll check how this render looks after this entire image. So based on that I can go ahead and modify my lighting and change few things and then render it out. It's processing, you can see. So this rendering process depends upon your resolution, because I am rendering out it in a 4K resolution. So 4K resolution is quite high, so that's why it will take some time. So now you can see my render is done. I can see nice shadow and everything is looks really nice. If you're happy with this lighting, then it's fine. But if you are not happy with this lighting, you can modify that. But I'm pretty happy with this lighting. So what I'll do is I'll go to render, and now you can see all the passes are rendered out. So what I'll do, you can see composite and your shaded both are exactly the same. Composite have all the things applied and with a gray background. Shaded is basically a transparent background, there's no background. Depth and everything, they are like all flat with flat gray background. So I'll just start exporting this file. So what you have to do is you just have to click it and ask a place where you want to export this. So right now I'm going to export this into desktop, save, depth, save, and you can see by default it have all the names: BPR shadow underscore PSD, BPR depth PSD, BPR render PSD. So all those PSDs are already named properly, so you don't have any confusion. Then triple S. triple is optional. So now I have rendered this thing out, and I'm happy with this frame, but this is basic lighting. So but I want backlight or rim light. So what I can do is I can just simply go to my lighting and change my lighting, and if you just move it, you can see it basically changes the lighting entirely. But suppose I want a backlight, because this is something from this light is from the front. So if I click it once again, it will generate a backlight. So place it properly. Intensity you can choose, like what intensity you want. You can make it really bright or maybe subtle. Then you can switch on one more light. Suppose you want another light, click it, and now I want another light from the other side. Thin light. So you can switch off and switch on and check all the highlights. So this, I got the highlight rim light, so I'm pretty happy with this. So what I can do, I can just simply render it out once again. It's going to take a little bit more time, because right now we have two lights in the scene, so it will take a few minutes, couple of minutes. So now you can see I got the rim light. Selection I have already. AO is not required. So what I can do is I can export my shaded and name it 1, then render, export my shadow, name it 1. So it should not overwrite my base render. So after this I can go and switch off my second light, go to my first light, click here, front. You can reduce it to 0.8, 0.7, the way I want. So this time what I'll do is I'll switch on my lens part, select my lens, and what I'll do is I'll select a toy plastic and go to color and mRGB and fill it. Click multiple times, sometimes it doesn't work, so click multiple times, then go back to your default blend. So that material is applied to your eye right now. So what you can do is now you can just check the kind of reflection you want for your eyes. So just because this render is, I'm going to use it for only for reflection. So I'll just select that and make sure whenever you are happy with the reflection, or you can use multiple light here also, you can create multiple highlights, that's totally fine. So I'm just happy with this. Then I'll go to renderer and go to my render properties. I don't want triple S, I don't want occlusion for this, I want reflection and I want shadows and all. So I'm just go ahead and render it. Rendering is done. So I got the reflections and everything. Go to render passes. This time you can see you have this reflection and you have this. So you can go ahead, click on your shadow to render and your shaded, click on this too. So your rendering is done in ZBrush. Then what you can do, you can switch off your ZBrush and open your Photoshop. So I can see I have opened all the PSDs here. So now I am going to combine all the PSD layers together. Shadow 1 and render 1, they're combined together. It's my base depth. I just click and drag on that PSD. Then I have shadow, click and drag on that shadow. Then I have AO, click and drag. Then I have mask and triple S. Everything is combined. You can see the base, you can just double click and open it. Control G, group it so there is no confusion. Then your shadow 1, close it. Then your BP render 1, close it. Then you have your shadow 2 and your render 2. So I'll switch off and switch on my base layer. This is my base and this is my depth, so I can just simply multiply this to get the better depth. You can see nice depth. And for mask, I'll copy it, then apply a mask and paste my mask, drag drop. This mask is not required anymore. This shadow is not required because I have decent nice shadow already. This AO I can use. You see this AO gives nice depth, and this triple S, I'll see if I need it, I'll use it, otherwise I'll keep it here only. Then I have, you can see I have this shadow. For this shadow I can apply a screen. See, without changing any effect, I can just simply use my this shadow, or I can use this one also. If you zoom in, you can see basically giving me that outer rim light. Then for this reflection, what I'll do, I'll just apply a mask, fill it 100% black, and I'm going to use it in screen mode. Paint white, expose those areas. You can paint this, keep it like this, and then it's already in screen mode. I can use a level, make it really dark so that I'll get only the reflection. So based on that, I can walk. You can see now I have only the reflections. And this highlight is nice, but it's way too prominent. So what I can do is I can reduce the intensity. Now what I'll do is I'll just add a background to this. I can go and check if I need this extra depth. I can use it if I want. And one more thing I can do is if I want, I can just simply use brush and X, hide this all the highlights from the front part of the head. Reflection, if you want, you can check this separately, and if I need, I can just increase the contrast. I can keep only the reflection, but subtle brightness will be nice, look nice, so keep that. So I got the reflection with all render and all passes. If you zoom in, you can see the render is quite high quality. You can see each and every detail here, all skin details, whatever you have sculpted, even your cloth detail, everything you can see. So it looks nice. Then just simply save this, and you are done. This is how you take really high resolution render from ZBrush and in multiple passes and compile them together, and then you can just modify things the way you want. You can change the background, you can add colors, you can modify things. It's totally up to you. So this is the process to create really high quality render from ZBrush.